Namaste everyone, and I am here right at the beginning of the weekend because I thought it was due for me to come and speak to you about my new program, Presence. So Presence is a 7-day breathwork and meditation program that is curated in a way that it is supportive to the practice of meditation, which maybe you're contemplating moving into or giving it a try. First of all, before I begin, I am so grateful for all of you who signed up, who showed support, who encouraged this, and who believe in me and what I'm bringing to you. Thank you so much. It means the world to me. And so now, why Presence? Why this program? Why meditation? Well, that's because we all learn from the journeys that we undertake. And I remember I took up the journey of yoga. The first time that I went to a yoga class was about 10 years back. And it took me several years to come around the fact that meditation was something that I could do. I had such a mental block towards it. I just thought it's not for me. It's too complex. I could not be the person to sit down and just be quiet and not do anything. It was daunting for me. And I realized over a period of time, speaking to so many people, that I'm not the only one, that some days are extremely challenging and you can't even imagine yourself sitting down on those days. And so Presence was born, and it's been in my head for the longest of the time, but I think the time was right now to put it out there for everyone to experience. So I have curated practices starting with simple breath work and moving deeper into the state of mindfulness, of meditation, as we would like to call it. Through my practice, I realized that pranayama was something, or breathwork was something which was accessible to me. I had a place to rest my attention. And then when I moved from there into mindfulness and meditation, the journey just became a little more streamlined. And this is not something that I experienced, but the Yoga Sutra says that as well. Yoga Sutra is the text for yoga. In that as well, your breath work comes before mindfulness and meditation because it's so important to condition your mind to arrive in that state. Also, when I got talking to a lot of people, I realized that not every day it's easy to come and sit down with your eyes closed because the mind is not in that state. We are all in different stages in our life. And sometimes the stage that we are in, we need a little more support. And so all the practices are guided. And then as we move deeper into the practice, you will realize that by the end of it, there'll be less guiding and more being in the practice. And so that's the idea of bringing presence to you, to make meditation less daunting, to tell you and give you an experience to know that it's available for all of us and it doesn't need to be what we think it is. Meditation is not the stopping of the thoughts of the mind. It cannot be done. The thoughts will be there. The feelings will be there. You will still feel anger at some time. You will still feel jealousy at some time. But meditation and mindfulness practices act as tools for training your mind, which is basically a muscle. And then once you train your mind, you're able to catch these feelings when they arise. And that's the only thing that we are looking to do, to become aware of what we are feeling in the moment right now. And without allowing speculation to take over, the narrative to build. So that's about the Presence program. That's all that we are looking at. For me, I'm looking to give you 7 days of curated practice so that you find it easier. And you know there is a whole bunch of practices available for you to try out, experience, and they are there to support you in different stages of your life. So at a particular stage in your life, gratitude meditation would work beautifully for you. At another stage in your life, maybe you want to practice mental noting because you're looking at building focus. At some time in your life when things are very chaotic, You need to find your center by connecting to your breath and being more present in the moment. And so you'll find all of these there. All right. So now I got a lot of questions as well, and I know I've answered it through the FAQs, but I do have a sheet with me with a few of them here, and I'm going to try and answer them. So the first question that really came in that a lot of people asked is what is going to be available? I think I already talked about it, but just briefly, there are going to be 7 different practices on 7 days, starting from 16th of May. And these practices are curated in a way that they really start by establishing a connection with the breath and then moving deeper from there. These are different sort of styles of practice. The guidance is different, the narrative, the entire feel and the flow of the practice is a little different. But the idea is the same, to bring you into the present moment through different ways, because the mind works differently for each one of us. Apart from that, there is an observation sheet for every day that I really encourage you to fill in. It's going to take only about 2 minutes after your practice. Write down, maybe you could have a tiny little book for you during this entire program in which you just jot down your observation. You can use the comments section to chat with me and other fellow practitioners who are moving through the program. And then we'll have on the 4th day a Zoom call or an Instagram live, depending on what feels better for you, together. So we get to chat, we get to share our experience, we get to share our challenges, and you will face challenge. And so that's the whole idea of building a program together, so that we move through it in a way that we get to reflect on what we're moving through. Once the 7 days are over, you will still remain in the group for another 7 days, and you can make 2 choices there. Either you go through another rotation of the practice, all 7 days, or you pick up one practice and you practice that for the next 7 days, which you think, really supports your current state of mind and your current stage in life. So you have choice there. All right, so that's what's going to be available. And how can you enroll? Okay, awesome. So this is an interesting question. I have put in a link in the PurnaYog profile that gives you all details of enrolling. Yet I will take you through this again. So you enroll by basically first understand that this is your calling, that you're ready for it, to give your commitment, your time, which is only about 15 to 20 minutes in a day for yourself, right? And once you've done that, then there is a small fee of 200 rupees, Indian rupees for the program. It's about less than 2 euros for people living in Europe and about 2 USD for people living in US approximately. You have an option of then paying through either Google Pay or bank transfer or PayPal if you're not staying in India. The details of the transfer are already there in the link, or you can DM me and I can send you the details as well. Once you do that, share the screenshot of your payment. And then once you've done that, then you will gain access to the profile on Instagram in which we are going to be hosting the program, which is called Presence with PurnaYog. Once you come in there, it's a closed group. Only people who have enrolled for the program will have access to this profile. And every day, the practices will be uploaded there. 1 day previous on this particular profile. You get to choose the time of the day that you want to practice on. Click onto the video, move through it, and then once you're done, fill in the observation sheet. You could drop in a comment, trying to engage with people around you, to not just encourage them, but to also get encouraged and motivated in your journey of 7 days. And so that's as simple as that. You just need to send us a DM or a screenshot of the payment made and just enroll for the program and be there. But I think the most important thing is your commitment. see that you commit yourself for the 7 days and just show up every single day. Allow the practice to flow through. All right, next one. How does one monitor the progress? Okay. So the first rule of meditation, and I think the only rule of meditation is that to be patient and kind to yourself and to have your commitment into the practice. Okay, so you will monitor your progress by showing up, and that is going to be your progress, because every time you show up, especially after the first practice, you are standing against the resistance that you face, and the resistance is going to come up. It can come up in the form of sleepiness, tiredness, hunger, itching, wanting to shift your place. It could come up in the way that the mind really tells you to just get into planning mode of what's going to happen after the practice. It can also come in the way of doubt, and that's one of the creepiest, sneakiest way in which resistance comes up. You will doubt why you're doing this, because it's not like once you come out of meditation you're going to be a different person. It takes time. It's a process. It's not going to happen in 7 days. It's not going to happen in 14 days. It's not going to happen in a month. It's a long-term process. But you are doing this so that you give your mind a rest. You are training yourself. Just that you wouldn't go to a gym for 1 month and notice huge difference in your body. You're not going to become another kind of person. Similarly, you're training the muscle of your mind. Yes, you might see difference in the form of feeling a little more focused during the day, feeling a little more centered during the day, feeling good about yourself, the sense of achievement that you have done something for yourself. These feelings are going to be there. But the real way of monitoring your progress is when you show up the second day, the third day, and throughout the program. That means you're building the muscle of your mind by allowing yourself to be mindful about the resistance that comes in. And please watch out for the resistance and allow it to be. But know that you can train your mind to sit through this resistance, and that is your practice. It doesn't matter how many times your mind wanders away. You have the permission every single time to bring it back into the practice with loving kindness. That's your progress, monitoring your progress. And of course, there are the observation sheets that you write in. You can reach out to me through DMs, to comments, and we will be doing a session together on Zoom or on live to chat more about what you're feeling, what you're moving through. I am there to support you, and the observation sheets, the reflection that you do, is there to be in sync with what you're practicing. All right, what is the time? Okay, this question was there, I think almost from everyone. This is a self-paced practice, and that's because we have people practicing from all over the world. So all the content is going to be pre-recorded and put up, and you can choose a time of the day that you would like to practice in. I encourage people to practice on the same time from the same place every day. But if that is not available for some reason, you can pick a time of the day that works best on one particular day. But do show up. Don't miss out on the days. Okay. Then there was a question on, okay, so a lot of people, almost all of you all said, isn't the fees too less? Why are you charging so less? Well, that's a beautiful question, and I would like to really answer that. This is not the fee for the program. I call it intent charges. This is that one step of paying that 200 rupees or 2 euros or $2 to show your intention towards the practice. The first thought that I had was to keep the practice for free, to keep the program complimentary. But then I realized that, sometimes we don't value things that are free, and then, we join in, but we don't really move through it. The charge that I have put through is not the value of the program. It It is just to take that first step wherein you go, you use your payment gateway, make the payment. It's just you showing your intention, your commitment to do this. You take the first step, and I'm here to take the 99 steps to guide you and show you the path of meditation. That's as simple as that. And I was so overwhelmed when I heard people saying that, aren't you charging less for this? I'm so glad that, someone's coming and saying this, and it just is beautiful for me. Thank you. All right. Okay, so there were just some questions on meditation. So it said that why is meditation so hard? Well, meditation is hard because you're training your muscle of the mind. Just like going to a gym is hard. Just like your asana practice is hard because you're not just working on your body, you're also working on your mind when you're moving through your asana practice. So that's why it feels hard, because you're breaking old patterns, you're breaking old habits in the current world of distraction where we don't know how to sit with ourselves for even a moment. We always have our cell phone in our hand. It can be daunting to sit down. But what makes it harder is when we put in too much of expectation from our meditation practice, that I am going to be thoughtless, that my mind is going to be absolutely away from every thought that is possible. That is not meditation. Meditation is becoming aware of what your mind is thinking. And then as you become aware of your thoughts, slowly as you move forward in your practice, you start to not engage with the narrative of the thought. Now I'll give you an example. For example, when we think about, it's so hot. And then from there we'll think about, that means that I will be sweating a lot. Okay, that means that I will have to wash my hair every single day. That means that I'll have to take 5 minutes, 10 minutes more for my bath. That means that my bath will now extend to 25 minutes. That means that I will cut down time from my work. I don't have 25 minutes to give. I am so busy. I have no time. Do you see how the thought builds? So with our meditation practice, we are looking to be able to catch that thought, acknowledge, yes, it's hot, and let it be that, without getting into creating a story around it and allowing our mind to play that. Right? So it's like a little game, and that's how I like to look at meditation. That's like a little game that I play with myself of catching my thoughts and becoming more aware. Try this out. Maybe it feels a little more approachable to you. It definitely works for me. I don't want to complicate meditation too much. I don't want to say that, I just sit down and, just thoughtless. No, it hasn't happened to date. I'm not looking for it to happen. I'm just able to catch my thought and allow myself to know this is what the thought is, and full stop. It's about putting that full stop rather than comma, 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 and comma, right? So maybe we try that together, and guided meditations do help because, someone's really helping to steer your mind. All you have to try and do is to let yourself just be and listen to the guide speaking to you and directing your mind in the present moment. All right. And then there was this beautiful question that a lot of people asked me was, should I do it? Well, of course, because I have put the program together, I would say you would do it because it is for you. It is here because of you. The reason why you should do it, and I think the top reasons why anyone should do it. One, if you've been looking to build a meditation practice, and if you've tried to sit down and just be quiet and you found it to be challenging, you could definitely try this because it's guided. So there's going to be support there. Also, there is a bit of breath work involved to bring your mind into your breath and give it a point to rest in while we move through the practice. It could be more accessible to you. Third, if you have been wanting to have a daily routine of meditation, it is great because you have to do it for 7 days. That's the commitment that you give to the program. And then you do it for 7 more days, either one practice or all the 7 practices for 7 days. That way, 14 days you're taken care of. And then you somewhat have it in your routine. And from there, with again your discipline and your commitment, you follow it through for the days to come. Right? If you're someone who has been practicing only a type of meditation and you are not aware that there are different types of meditation available, and you sometimes feel that what you practice doesn't support you on few days and your mind is too busy and chaotic to really be able to focus on its own, you want to give this a try, because there are different styles that I've incorporated together so that you know that there is a practice for you in every stage of your life, in whatever that you're moving through. Sometimes the emotions are challenging, sometimes you're moving through something which is very, very intense, and in those times taking a little help in your meditation helps you, right? So that is more or less all about the Presence program, and I'm so glad if you have signed up. I'm so glad if you're listening to this. I'm so glad if you're contemplating signing up. I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad that you follow PurnaYog, and maybe it adds a little bit to your daily life to enable you to live a more holistic life, to become a little more aware of your being. Thank you so much. We start on 16th of May, that's on Monday. If you need any more information that I have missed out, please DM, I'm here. And if you would want to enroll, it will be an honor and a privilege to practice with you as always. आपका कल्याण हो, आपका मंगल हो, आपके हाथ से अच्छे काम हो, इसी कामना से हरि ओम तत्सत, हरि ओम तत्सत, हरि ओम. Thank you.